Alright, this is take 2 of part 2 because I recorded and did the fine edge for 20 CV already, but for some reason my camera shut down and it did not save the first 4 minutes of the 20 CV cutting, so I can't get it back. I did record the results. It's pretty close to what it did last time. I'm sure we'll see that in the working edge portion. I have not done the working edge portion yet of 20 CV, but now we are on to the fine edge portion of the M390 on the retest. And what did get lost is, since I found out this had not been sharpened at all, I went ahead and sharpened it twice to make sure that it had a good edge. It took a really good edge. It deburred fairly easy. It's as close as I could possibly to get the two edges to each other. This is, I believe, the third sharpening. I'm going to see how close both of these are going to do to what they did last time. And it is very hard for me to cut around the camera, so you're not going to see all of it. Maybe when I get a video editing program and I can actually speed the footage up, we'll be able to see the whole thing, if that's what you guys want to see. And I would also like to know, before I forget again, if you want to see all the cutting sped up and edited in, please let me know down below. I personally don't enjoy watching sped up repetitive cutting myself, so that's why I don't always include it. If it is something you want to see though, and the majority of you want to see it, I'll definitely on future tests record all of it and edit it in. But here we go, we're gonna do the M390 now. And like I said last time, I'm gonna go ahead and cut a little bit more around the camera this time, just until it bothers my back and lets me know that I shouldn't be doing it. And then I'll go ahead and shut it off, and I'll pick back up when I'm done with the fine edge on the M390. And what got cut out of the last video, in case any of you are wondering why I don't cut all the way to the bottom, like I said before, the particular pieces of cardboard that I use are 8¼ inches, and the center pieces, which I have the least of since I cut up a whole lot of boxes, are actually just a hair taller than the flaps are. So when I cut them, there is a little bit of, you can see on this one, there is an extra little bit left, so it makes it easier for me to clean up at the end, and I try to keep it as consistent as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this for a minute and finish up the fine edge on M390, and then I'll come back and we'll go ahead and do the working edge. Okay, so fine edge is done. They're both to the point where they're really just what I would call scrape shaving. They're not actually shaving hair, so we're going to go ahead and call it and go ahead and work on working edge now. and it's so humid here today, my paper's getting wet already outside. So we're good on M390, good on 20CV. Let's go ahead and get the working edge portion cut right now, and then I'll come back again and we'll talk about what we ended up with. Okay, so the ZT's done. It is no longer reliably cutting paper. It did get some good results. Gonna go ahead and do the M390 working portion now, and we'll come back again, and then we'll get to go over everything and see how they both did this time. Okay, so here we are. The working edge is done. We're done on the 20CV. And outside of one little spot, it seems like I'm calling it done on the M390. It's just chewing it up. So I'm going to go ahead and move to somewhere where the focus will actually focus, and we'll go ahead and talk about the results. I'll be right back. Okay, now we're somewhere where I won't have focusing problems. We'll go ahead and talk about the ZT first. Yeah, I almost hated to use the edge. It came up so nice this time. But for fine edge, with 2 sharpenings on it, this cut 114 feet before it was no longer shaving hair. The M390, it was actually on its 3rd sharpening this time. It did 119.3 feet before it quit shaving. So not a whole lot better than last time. I really think the Kershaw M390 is peaked out, that's as good as it's going to get. It didn't improve very much over last time at all. And on working edge, the 20CV got 175.3 feet, which last time with no sharpenings and just dropped up to a pretty polished edge, it got 168 feet. So it did improve by 7 feet. I didn't calculate any percentages or anything like that. I'm going to guess that with one more sharpening, it would probably match the Kershaw, but I don't think this has much left in it either. I will talk to Mike and see if he wants to do round 3 just to see, just on the 20 CV, to see if it's going to pick up that extra little bit, but I'm plenty happy with the results of it. The M390 did 184.4 feet, only 1 foot better on the working edge than it did last time. That's why I said I think 3 sharpenings and this is as good as it's going to get. I'm plenty happy with it. I mean, out of all the knives I've tested, I would really have to go back and take another count, but I know I'm a good bit over 100 different knives tested now from all the budget testing I did. I just don't think this is going to pick up anymore from where it is. And what I was getting at with all the knives as well, I did have some loaners for the other cut testing that I did. Over 100 of those knives I tested they all belonged to me. So of course I would want them to do good, and some did rather poorly for what they were. I mean, we'll be honest about that. Some did pretty bad. I honestly expected more out of M390 and 20CV. How much more I really can't say, but I am going to go ahead and test some other S30 and S35 I have, and I'm willing to put money on it that they are very close to 20CV and M390. So I'm not sure if you guys want to know percentages. I know that both of them fell close enough within each other of the previous test that it is definitely less than 10%. If I had to take a guess, it's probably at about 5% or under for how comparable the results are. So that's it. They both did close to last time. Nothing wrong with either one of them. Both of these take a great edge. Like I said in the beginning, let me know if you want to see more cutting sped up during the video. Like I said, it's not something I care to watch. That's why I don't currently include much of it. But if you guys do want to see it, I will go ahead and get an editing program and put it in there for you. Let me know what you think of the test. Like I said, I think it's where they should perform. Enough other people have done fine edge and or working edge testing of M390 and 20CV that, as far as cardboard goes, that's about where ZT, Kershaw, and them usually fall. The only ones I've seen do considerably better were some of the Italian M390. Does considerably better. I do have a Modus. I don't know if it's done as well as like Masterin or some of the others that actually do perform at a higher level. But that's it for today. Also, let me know if you want to see round 3 of 20CV. We'll see if third sharpening, if it actually picks up a little bit more from what it did this time. And as always, I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.